Montgomery center around college after Wartburg's 54-53 win over Bates in the sectional round of the NCAA Division III Women's Basketball Championship. Joined now by Bates head coach Alison Montgomery and senior Morgan Kennedy. Coach, I'll start. Coming out of the timeout, you scored 5 straight there in a little under 2 minutes. What happened afterwards? It felt like things were going right from an execution standpoint. So what happened on the final play from a coaching standpoint that you saw?
I think in the final play, like they scored a tough shot. I think, I was just thinking a little bit in terms of, I'm sure I'll give a ton of thought to this, but just kind of like being out of timeouts there too, I think definitely had an impact. We made a decision to foul them. Like, I'm sure they probably would have called timeout anyway, but to foul them to kind of stop the play, just so that they didn't have an opportunity to be downhill in transition. And but I mean, I thought, at the end of the day, they finished the play. There was, a lot of time on the clock, so I knew it was going to be, we were going to have to make a big play. They were going to go to the rim. So trying to find that balance of like really contesting and making a tough shot, but also not wanting to commit a foul in that situation where, stakes are high and people are pretty amped up and going hard. I think that's a tough balance to strike defensively, and again, they had, almost 5 seconds. So, I think she just finished a tough shot. She looked up at the rim. Our player kind of flew. She stepped through and, finished a tough shot at the buzzer.
What was working well for your team? Obviously, you get out to a great start, up 11 early on.
Yeah.
What was working well early on, and then maybe what changed over the course of the game?
Yeah, I think like our tempo. I mean, we turned the ball over more than we typically do, which I think definitely hurt us in terms of managing possession. But I thought like when we could get going in transition and really attack that way, I thought we had really good success offensively. I mean, that's been a key for us all year. They did a good job of like fronting the post, so I thought kind of in the half court as we were running our stuff, it definitely halted us a little bit, like moving the ball in the perimeter and trying to get those post touches. So that was definitely a good defensive strategy by them. So I think that halted us a little bit in terms of getting the movement and flow on offense. So I think when we could find those runs in transition and really kind of moving the ball, we had good success. And when the ball kind of stalled on the perimeter, it was tougher for us to get good shots.
Was there something that they were doing on Elsa specifically that made things challenging? You said fronting her, giving her different looks in the paint.
Yeah.
They were mixing up their defense.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Was that challenging to deal with?
Yeah, I thought she did an incredible job, though. We really prepared a lot this week for her to be doubled and tripled, and she was. And she's a really good passer. I thought she did a really good job, and she turned it over 2 times. She was 5 for 8. So I thought she did a really good job and made really good decisions with the ball. So I can't really ask anything different there. I thought even with their strategy, like she still had a big impact in the game, but it definitely kind of stalled what we were doing on the perimeter more.
Morgan, what was it like to see all the fans out who came down to support the team today? What was that atmosphere like for you and your teammates to see how much support you had in the building today?
It was amazing. We've been saying it all year. We always not only play for like each other, but we play for our community, and they show up for us. And it's just Bates is such a special place, and Bates Athletics is such a special department. And yeah, it's just amazing. It's amazing, and I'm really grateful for everybody who took the time to come to our game today.
Can you take us through what this experience has been like for you in the NCAA tournament here and some of your favorite memories from this season?
The tournament's just been awesome. It's something that we set a goal for in the beginning of the season and we've worked towards. And so honestly, like me personally, I'm not surprised because we work so hard and I believe in my teammates so much and I believe in this program so much. So like, I'm not surprised. And about this one thing that like I'm grateful for about the program is I don't know, like the tournament was great, going NESCACs and all that was great, but one thing that I'm most grateful for is being able to be a leader on this team. My teammates are why I play basketball, and I don't know, like it's just being able to be a leader on this team is honestly like I don't care. I've never been a player to think about like awards or anything like that. seeing the way that they look up to me and what I've been able to do for this team as a leader, from a leading standpoint, is just the best thing I could ask for. I'm really grateful for the past 4 years.
Coach, what are you going to remember most about this group when you look back on this? I know it's tough in the moment, but
Yeah.
what stands out to you about this group from this season?
All the like sport cliches that people use, this team maximized it. So like the 12 women on this team were, I mean, we have really talented players. We do, for sure. But the reason we're here and the reason they've had success is they are truly selfless and they're really committed to each other, and there's just a real genuine commitment to each other and what the values of our program are. And that's never wavered. And so I think, like Morgan said, I'm in no way surprised at the success that they've had, because they've been so consistent for the whole year. But, I just said to them, to watch like girls come into our program and become women is really, really cool. And the way that they push each other to do that, and the way that they, support each other through failure as much as they do success, I think is, what I'm proudest of. So all those things you're striving for as a coach, in terms of things you're trying to get them to really commit to, like everyone sets goals, everyone sets values, but actualizing them and committing to them is a whole other story. And to have every person on your roster do it, it's really, really unique. So I think, obviously, beyond the success on the court we've had this season, I think we've held on to that dynamic that we've been able to have this year, and for that reason I've wanted it to go as long as it could.
I know it's really difficult to do this, so thank you both for your time.
Yeah,
Really
no, appreciate it.
the thoughtful answers.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
We were talking with head coach Alison Montgomery,